The dragon of the Dreamtime Megalania, formerly known as Varanus priscus, was a massive, terrestrial monitor lizard that lived in Pleistocene Australia, likely going extinct around 40,000 to 50,000 years ago. It was not a mythical dragon or cryptid, but a very real animal, one of the largest lizards to ever walk the earth. Estimated to reach lengths of 5 to 7 meters, 16 to 23 feet, and weigh hundreds of kilograms, Megalania would have been a top predator in Ice Age Australia. Its disappearance coincides with the extinction of many other Australian megafauna and the arrival of early human populations, raising significant questions about how it lived, what it hunted, and why it vanished. Discovery and naming A. First, fossil evidence. The first partial remains of what would become known as Megalania were discovered in the mid-19th century in New South Wales. The fossils were described in 1859 by Sir Richard Owen, a British anatomist and paleontologist. Owen named the creature Megalania prisca, meaning ancient giant roamer, though the accepted scientific name today is Varanus priscus, placing it within the monitor lizard, Varanus genus, like the modern Komodo dragon. B. Fragmentary remains. Most Megalania remains are incomplete, primarily vertebrae, ribs, and limb bones, with very few skulls or full skeletons ever recovered. Despite this, scientists have reconstructed much of its anatomy by comparing fossils with extant monitor lizards. Notable fossil sites include Cuddy Springs, New South Wales Kings Creek, Queensland Narakorte Caves, South Australia size, and appearance A. Estimated dimensions. Estimates vary depending on how much tail length is assumed. Monitor lizards have long tails, but the most accepted range is length 5.5 to 7 meters, 18 to 23 feet. Weight 300 to 600 kilograms, 660 to 1,300 pounds. This would make Megalania the largest terrestrial lizard to ever exist. Heavier and longer than the modern Komodo dragon, Varanus komodoensis, which tops out around 3 meters, 10 feet, and 90 kilograms, 200 pounds. B. Physical features: strong, muscular limbs, a powerful tail likely used for balance and defense, a head with sharp, serrated teeth, likely venomous like modern monitor lizards, delivering anticoagulant-laced saliva that caused massive blood loss. Habitat and range A. Geographic distribution. Fossils indicate Megalania inhabited a broad swath of eastern and southern Australia, including open woodland grasslands, scrubland near water sources. It likely preferred warm, arid to semi-arid climates, but could survive in cooler environments as long as sufficient prey was available. B. Ecological role. Megalania occupied the niche of a top predator, alongside other Pleistocene giants like Thylacoleo carnifex, the marsupial lion, Quincana, a terrestrial crocodilian, Diprotodon, giant wombat-like herbivores. Its diet probably included large marsupials like Procoptodon, giant short-faced kangaroos, young Diprotodons, birds, reptiles, carrion, and perhaps even early humans, in theory, though unproven. Aboriginal knowledge and oral traditions. The Dreamtime connection. Many Aboriginal cultures have stories of large reptilian or dragon-like creatures, often described as monstrous lizards with toxic breath or burning skin, predators that lived in caves, rocks, or riverbanks, dangerous beasts that were defeated by ancestral heroes. Some of these may preserve memory fragments of Megalania or other megafauna, passed down through oral tradition over tens of thousands of years. B. Examples of similar creatures. The Ngaliod, rainbow serpent, often depicted with reptilian traits, mulyawonk or bunyip-like creatures from southeastern Australia that match some descriptions of a massive lizard. Stories from the Wamba Wamba, Pitjantjatjara, and Yolngu people include mentions of giant goannas or devil lizards. While these stories are not literal zoological records, they offer valuable insight into the psychological impact of living alongside megafauna. Extinction. When and why did Megalania disappear? A. Estimated extinction timeline. Megalania is thought to have gone extinct between 50,000 and 40,000 years ago, roughly around the time the first human settlers arrived in Australia. The most recent reliable fossil evidence dates to around 46,000 years ago. This places it among the wave of extinctions that also claimed Diprotodon genyornis newtoni, giant flightless bird, Zygomaturus, a rhino-sized marsupial. B. Potential causes: climate change. The late Pleistocene saw shifts toward drier, less forested conditions. Decreased prey availability could have pressured Megalania populations. Human arrival and overkill hypothesis. Early Aboriginal Australians arrived approximately 50,000 years ago. While no direct evidence shows Megalania was hunted, humans likely competed for prey and altered landscapes with fire stick farming. Early humans used fire to manage land and promote hunting. These landscape-wide fires may have fragmented Megalania habitat, ecological cascade. Loss of other megafauna species may have disrupted the food web. Large apex predators are especially vulnerable to ecosystem collapse. Could Megalania still exist? A. Modern sightings and cryptid claims. Some fringe theories suggest Megalania, or a descendant, might survive in remote parts of Australia's outback or Cape York Peninsula. Sporadic reports describe giant goannas, up to 20 feet long. Aboriginal elders sometimes speak of Murujuga monsters or devil goannas. No verifiable photos, tracks of feces, or carcasses have ever been produced. B. Scientific consensus. There is no credible evidence that Megalania survives today. Australia has been extensively explored and mapped. Large reptiles are relatively easy to track or spot via thermal imaging and drone surveillance. Any such creature would require a breeding population, which would leave behind eggshells, bones, and kill sites. Megalania is almost certainly extinct, though its legend remains strong in cultural memory. Megalania's scientific importance. Apex reptilian predator. Megalania represents one of the few instances in Earth's history where a reptile, not a mammal, held the apex predator role on a continent inhabited by large mammals. B. Evolutionary relatives. Megalania is closely related to modern monitor lizards, Varanus, including Komodo dragon, Varanus komodoensis, Parenti, Varanus giganteus, of Australia. Lace monitor, Varanus varius. Its existence proves that reptilian predators remained competitive with mammals long after the age of dinosaurs ended.